And hello, folks. It is good to be here once again on another beautiful day. And let me see, am I getting audio glitches? I don't know, but let's change. Sort of heard some audio glitches. Hello, 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 hello. All right, it's time to turn off the special effects stuff going on in the background. And get that out of my way. Let's see. Well, anyway, yes, a little preparation I had to do, get ready for being able to see anybody. And it's good to be here. I've gone completely crazy and set up the computer. Oh, nothing I'm doing works right. Come on, stop it. All right, there we go. And I'm trying to get this thing in here and make it fit. And now it looks good. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger. A little too big. Okay, down one. All right, I want to be able to see the comments that are coming in. Looks like everybody's waiting around. And I don't know if you heard me sneaking in the flute a little bit earlier, but I was indeed sneaking in flute. However, I noticed over my headphones that I was getting kind of a funny noise, so I hope everything's working out okay tonight for the audio. Don't know what the problem was. Probably should go out and jiggle a wire or something, but it was working fine earlier. Anyway, you never know what's going to happen. So, oh, okay, someone noticed I came in with the flute. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I got things quite a bit better organized this week, so hopefully I won't make any crazy glitches. Like last week, I noticed in watching that I did a whole Pixlr editor thing with the screen in blow-up mode, and as a result, plumb awful. Now, yes, indeedy. Let's go and I'm going to go change the setting in here, because I think that I might be blowing up my my computer a little bit. Let's go back to 10. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that'll be stable. It might be that running all this extra stuff with the recording going on, that that just couldn't hold up with the setting that I had, because I was asking it to do a lot. Heck, I'm always asking it to do a lot. So let's see if I can't get my settings to be a little cleaner, because I'm noticing I look green. I don't know if anybody else thinks I look green, but ever since I turned green, I felt greener. And so I've been trying to like undo the green with this color correction issue that I've been attempting to do to hide the fact that everything turned green in my blood and everything. And what can I say? What can I say? So let's get some things set up here, and I'm ready to unmute things and go to town. Now, you're probably going to hear a kitty cat tonight, because I've got a kitty cat on board that's been trying to get in all evening. Okay, so yeah, those crackling sounds, I just changed my buffer settings. I tried to go as low as possible. That was a mistake, I guess. So anyhow, let's see. Well, why don't we test the system right now and see if the flute makes crackling sounds? Okay, how's that sound? Okay, let's go for it. We'll do a flute piece and check it out. And by the way, color me insane, but I've hooked up my my keyboard sitting right here, and I'm going to try. I have an arpeggiator, and I'll try to do a thing where I drone. Oh, and green's the right color. Thank you, thank you. I'll try to do this thing with the drone and me playing the flute along with it, but this is completely unrehearsed. It's probably going to be a total smash hit. Yes, indeed. As in, I will want to smash myself and hit myself. So, but I won't. I'll feel good. I'll feel good. All right. So let's change over the let's change over the settings. Let's see, I better get my keyboard straightened out, which keyboard is which. And I'm going to pick up the flute and play a little short interlude, okay? And I guess I'll just leave it up the way it is right now for this part. Okay, let's go. Let's see if it crackles. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess that's good. Well, I did hear some crackling. I don't know what's causing it. I guess I'm going to have to run outside and make a little adjustment or something sometime during the show. But yeah, I heard crackling. I don't know what was causing it. I have all my levels in front of me, and nothing was overloading, so I have no idea why this could be happening. But it did, and so what the heck? Anyway, I'm glad you seem to like that kind of thing. I figured I'd start out, since I had all this slow music to build up to the show, do a slow piece on the flute first. Okay. But again, we're going to make a try at getting the keyboard and the flute to work together a little bit later on. So all right, let's bring in. Let's see. I gotta hide some things here. I've got my my mind map up here for what I'm going to do tonight, and as I often start out with storytelling and a poetry reading, I thought, why not? We'll start out with a poetry reading. How's that sound? See, I've got a 40-second delay, so when I say, how does that sound, and I see nothing in the comments, I can make believe that everybody thinks it sounds great. That sounds like a great idea, Terry. And so, because, you know, these comments and this 40-second delay before you make a comment, I mean, I say something and you can make a comment. So, anyway, let's try a story. We're going to finish off the Willot Papers thing that we've been doing the last 4 weeks, doing just a couple of parts of it at a time. And so let me go ahead and bring that up here. And it's called The Willot Papers. And the chapter we're going to read tonight is called A Future Chapter. Oops. There we go. And oh, it's a little tricky. There we go, positioning this stuff. It doesn't want to blow up on me. Okay, let's go. A Future Chapter. He stood me on the platform and pointed. Where he directed me to look, I saw a deep blue ball of light descending towards us. It entered the tall, gleaming structure which had stood in waiting patiently, and in its trail the structure dissipated to pure nothingness. It entered the ground, and nothing showed to mark its entrance. "Get ready. This may be our last chance to..." The ground opened up like an intense pink and yellow, you couldn't tell, light streamed up from below. "What is it?" I asked. "No one knows what it is or why it is. Most people won't even come near," he answered. "Why?" I asked. "Well, there have been incidents of people, and they have come profoundly amazed and raving about impossible things. This was long ago, and no one has gone near them for generations." This excited me terribly. I could pinpoint that I must look into the... Yet, no thought present. I looked up suddenly. The holes are turning to nothing on me. I darted into the field, nearest beam, the number decreasing rapidly. I jumped to the ground and looked directly into the source. I saw and no end. I saw all of it at once, evenly, infinitely. I was there for and for all time. And it ended. He shook my arm. I looked at him. What he saw in my... "You would have to see it for yourself," I told him. All right, so there's your reading for today for the 5th show. And that's the end of the Willot Papers readings. Although, if I'm prompted, I could write some more, because actually that's all the parts that are written for that piece. But it does need more pieces. But we will get to that one of these days. Okay, now. What the heck? Let's do another flute solo. What a crazy guy. Where does he come up with these ideas? Okay, let's do that. Do another flute solo. It'll just... And we'll get that thing rolling. And I'll play the flute with just the webcam and that background. Let's see how it works. That didn't work. Oh. I don't want the Star Tech. Okay. Got lower monitor. There we go. Oh, no, don't do that now. All right, there we are. Now we're talking. Get the C920 in there. And let's go ahead and edit this scene. And I'm sorry, I thought I was ready. I was looking at the wrong one before. Position, size, center. And move down here. Make it bigger. Okay. Good enough. There we have it. Okay. And I'll undo some of this cropping so you can see the flute itself. There we are. All right. I think so. This end? Yeah, this side. Okay, great. Let's turn on the oh. Well, I just realized I hid the voice meter on myself by putting it behind this stuff. 1 second. I have to turn on the sound. Stop it. There you go. Okay. All right, now we can do. There we go. Boy, oh boy. How can you stand this host's crazy? Consistent. Okay, let's get here. Get that over there. Here. And we're ready. Oh, that was the blue just almost went over. Okay. Let's see. It's definitely crackling like mad. Sorry, don't know why. Oh, I have to dump that mic. Sorry, folks. You're going to have to put up with me. This mic's crackling. Hey! Something loose. Can't. Oh well. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay. And I'll simply... There we go. All right. So I'll just do it all through this mic. And it'd be nice to have the same reverb. Maybe. Long Canyon. Oh, that sounds nice. And, whoa. Ooh. Oh, that's... Everything's breaking up. Anything would be breaking. Woo! Let's try. This is terrible. It's really breaking up. I see what's going on too. The CPU is overloading like crazy. Try to one more time. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm looking at me dropping frames like crazy. Losing its mind. I'm going to have to put up with a slight way around it. No real way around. It gets this. Only one thing will solve it. To restart. So it's going to be a 3-minute delay before it's up again. The stream is dead, but then it'll again as soon as I restart. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'm back. Looks like we're not going to have any reverb tonight because the whole subsystem that generated the reverb is just smashed to smithereens and it's not working. I have no idea why, but we're not going to be able to have reverb. That's all. So we'll have to do it some other way. Okay. Now let's go ahead and turn those up a little. And I hope that I'm audible enough because I had things all adjusted for that system to be in place. Let's go ahead and increase a little bit. All right, there we go. And that might be too much. Okay, there we go. So we're going to play some flute. I'm going to still play some flute. Let's see if that mic was thinking. Okay. I know it's no reverb, but let's try it. as dramatical without the reverb, right? Not as dramatical, not as dramatical. Okay. All right, well, anyway, let's get the show on the road. Sorry about the delay. Hope everybody didn't die off on me. Let's see if anyone's left. Okay, well, I don't know which flute sounded wonderful before. Okay, great, great. Okay, so that's just clean flute, and that's probably going to be fun playing it on top of the synthesizer. So maybe that'll be what we try next, right? Would that be a good idea? Try that next. All right, so let's move that around. Yeah. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. And let's just, I'm going to just edit this little scene here for a second. I want to get rid of the all the stuff showing. Yeah, the crackling was all being caused by the, it's being caused by the, there we go, the software that created the echo effect. So, what can I say? For some, that's been working great, and tonight it just decided to not work. So I don't know why. Anyhow, yeah, it's different without so much reverb. Yeah, this will be the no reverb show. Unplugged, right? Woo. Well, I'm going to need some blue juice after that fiasco. One sec. Mm. Oh, healing powers. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do the poem for tonight. Tonight's poem. Because I know a lot of people, they just want to hear the poem. That's all they come for, right? Oh, all the cards and letters I get about the poem. Yeah, you can write cards and letters. That's sort of a hint. All right. So let's go ahead and do the poem. And that is called... if I haven't lost it now. Oh, I did. I managed to lose it. What do you know? I managed to lose it. So let's go ahead and go there. And it's called The Color Rhyme. And probably going to have to shrink some stuff down here. Let's see if that shows up. Okay, looks like that's going to work. So yeah, this was sort of based on Lewis Carroll with some Dr. Seuss ideas. And I wrote it mostly to assist my students because I'm a former college professor who taught graphic arts, which is printing basically. And so they had a lot of issues about the colors, the primary colors of light, which everyone knows RGB, red, green, blue, because their monitors are RGB and cameras and all digital stuff seems to be RGB. But printing works with what they call subtractive color. It uses the sponge effect of pigments. The fact is, pigments work by sucking up that red, green, and blue, and just sucking up certain components and reflecting the others back at us. And that's what we see is the results of the sponge. And so each pigment is basically a custom-made sponge to just suck up certain frequencies of light, certain amounts of red, green, and blue, so that that much gets absorbed and the rest gets reflected out. And some colors don't; they absorb all of their opposite light color. Okay, every single bit of it gets absorbed. So like cyan, which is and yellow are very strong colors, and magenta is very strong. So those are the three primaries of printing: cyan, yellow, and magenta. And so this is a poem to help people remember how it all works. Yellow's really, really strong, and like basically it absorbs every bit of blue, and it reflects back the red and the green. And the red and the green combine in our eyes and become what we call yellow. All right? So it's all an optical illusion. It's all done in our brain. These are really just innocent little light frequencies that don't know they even have a color, okay? They just know they're vibrating at a different rate of speed. They have no idea that they have this color thing that we all get all excited about, you know. oh, I love that color. And, you know, the frequency's going, color? What? I'm a color? And they have no idea. So, so anyway, so this fact that two colors get reflected back at you and we combine those and it becomes a different color, you know, a color in our mind, something we define as a color, as a result of getting two colors coming at us, that's kind of an interesting thing. A lot of people go, wow. And that's how we see those pigments, because the magenta is similar with green. It absorbs every bit of the green light and reflects back the red and blue, the red and the blue. So anyway, that's what this poem is intended for you to memorize and be able to deal with all of this. What's reflecting what? All right, and it goes like this. It's all about cyan, magenta, and yellow, the three primary colors, okay? Red, green, or blue, the primary colors of light. Okay, so here's how pigments work with white light to produce color. The color rhyme, starring cyan, magenta, yellow, red, green, and blue. All right. So, red is all right, and green light can be bright, and blue light sure is blue. But what's that mean to you? Let me start over again. Red light is all right, and green light can be bright, and blue light sure is blue. But what's that mean to you? Well, if covered with ink, it just might make you think about red, green, and blue, and what's got on to you. I mean, CMYK in the light of the day reflects green, red, green, or blue, but they soaks in some too. That is, talk of cyan soaks as much as it can of red light, but yo-ho, green and blue light must go. Green and blue light will mix, and among their cool tricks, work together they can, so that we see cyan. Green and blue strikes the eye, and the rods and cones try to explain to the brain that's cyan, ain't that plain? Yellow ink, it eats blue. That then reflected to you is pure light red and green, and so that's what you'd seen. Red and green light makes yellow. Green and blue light we see, oh, that they make cyan just as well as they can. And magenta it too will eat green, but not blue and not red, so those two are reflected to you. So magenta you see, blue and red light will be, via eye and the brain, though that sounds quite insane. Now let's talk about green, which we all here have seen. How'd that get here alone to excite rod and cone? Well, some yellow ink took all blue light like a crook, and sent out green and red, but it slept in a bed with cyan now, you see, as it happened to be, which ate up all the red. They reflected instead. What is left, which is green, which is what you had seen. Red and blue both were et, and so green's what you get. Magenta with cyan soaks as much as it can of both red light and green, and blue light is what's seen. And magenta with yellow will eat up every fellow except red light, you see. That's reflected to thee. So the blue and the red made magenta, I'd said, though 'twas in the mind's eye, in the brain by and by, where these colors occurred. But of this be assured, with light you see a lot, yet in darkness you're not. Definitely not. Okie dokie. There you go. Oh, okay. Print person. It's great. That's wonderful news, wonderful news. I'm all for us printing crowd. Yes, indeed. And did things go digital or what, Eileen? Oh my gosh. Yes, indeed. So, oh yes, all these people, they come in, they come in for that, that poem. So, yeah, it was really a lot of fun working all those things. But boy, oh boy, we live in a totally different world than we did 10 years ago as far as printing is concerned. Now, so much is digital and all that kind of stuff. So... All right. Well, as if things couldn't be more insane, I wonder if I can make the keyboard work. I wonder if I can. Uh-oh, someone's trying to ping me. Let me see who is trying to ping me. Oh, a certain person over here is trying to get my attention. Let me see if I can find out who that is. Let's see. I'm going to have to see full screen for a second. So that would be, let's see. Oh, wait, which computer am I on here? Okay. Ta-ta-da-ta-da. I see Michael Daniels flashing. What's this? Back now, had to run out. If you still need me, let me know. Well, yeah. There we go. Okay, well, we have. Ta-da. Okay, so I'm a troublemaker. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I gotta paste him a link. 1 second. Okay, so pay no attention to this part. We're going to go in here and we're going to quickly. What should I do? Just webcam, quick. Oh no, not that. Oh, I just closed the whole thing. Boy, oh boy, is it confusing which monitor you're on. Okay, so let's see if I can get Michael Daniels in here. There we go. All right, I posted an invitation. Let's see if it works. Yeah, very interesting if it works. So I'm hoping it works. Okay, while I'm waiting. Da-da-da, da-da-da. So there you have it. Okay, so I'm going to have to set up a thing where I can see the HVC capture. There we go. And there he is. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yes.
Oh, cool. Well, that's fantastical. Let me just click on this and get you so it's better size, and I'll stretch things around. What am I doing with the Hangout toolbox open? I never use that thing. There we go.
No, don't stretch me. No, 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 no. Oh, no.
Okay, so we're going to try. I'm going to work around with this thing cropped. Let me go to the cropped one, cropped version. There we are. All right.
What'd you call me?
Better. No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Stay around.
A lot of people tell me, hey, a lot of people tell me I'm full of crop.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a surprise for everybody because it was on plan till about 20 minutes before the show began. And I asked Michael, since I'm such a terrible host, I figured, and he's a great host, okay, that I would ask Michael if he would interview me. And so let me just double check that everybody's able to hear everything. I'm pretty sure because I can hear. Let's make sure. Does everybody hear Michael okay? Let's see.
Can you hear me okay out there?
I may have to, I have to open up the event again. I went and closed the whole event. The whole event page. I hit Control W,
No.
meaning to do something completely different.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go
it.
back to the event. I imagine they're hearing it, but I don't see anything, so who knows? Okay, there's Bluetooth Jubilee.
Correct.
Well, it just told me it stopped streaming and...
Oh, yeah, I see that. It is. We're experiencing technical difficulty.
Oh, good grief. What's going on? Huh. Yes. It says my stream is
Okay,
good.
so it looks like it's looks like it's back on.
Okay, it's back on.
So
Good.
maybe,
All right.
I
good,
guess,
good.
I hope.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, we got sound. They can hear you, so we're good. All
Yeah.
right, let me shrink this out
All
of the way.
right.
And okay, so I have no idea what Michael could possibly interview me about, but he can do this kind of stuff off the top of his head and make it look so easy. Whereas I go, oh, well, what should I ask him? Have you ever heard of armadillo juice? No, I mean, I didn't mean armadillo. Armadillo beer. That's it. No, wait, there's no armadillo beer. But so whereas he can, handle this kind of thing just fine. So
Yeah, but you're pretty good at the ad lib part, I must say. I gotta admit, you're pretty darn good at that ad lib stuff. So you
Well,
are.
it's my it's the only thing then. It's my saving grace. So,
There you go.
all right. So,
First of all, let's start off with we'll start off with some booze. And let
absolutely.
me here's the one person when you said I was there you go. The one
Oh,
person when I came on, he's clapping, so that's
oh,
good. At least we got one person
yeah,
out there
yeah, awesome,
clapping. So
fantastic. Do you know, I've heard the sound of one hand clapping before, and I can give you all instant enlightenment and do this. Like, ready? The sound of one hand clapping.
there you go. See, I knew. See, that's the whole interview. That's all I wanted.
Okay. Now you get a bunch of us doing this all together, and it sounds almost like a muted applause. But what can I say? Anyway, okay. So,
All right, here's your first question, Terry,
hmm,
and I'm gonna get some of this is gonna be a little fun. I'm gonna have some fun with you, but some of it I'm
all
gonna
right.
get a little serious here. Here's what I want to start off with. First thing, give me some of your past and stuff that. Okay, oh yeah, take a drink of blue juice real quick.
Okay.
Don't joke on it.
Yeah. Fine.
Here's what I want to ask. Okay,
Hmm.
I want to know because I've seen you do so many helpful videos and things like that. Talk to me about that in the past. What would you say? Because you've done a ton, right? I mean, you've done like Pixlr, you've done probably Photoshop, all kinds of stuff.
Hmm.
And kind of give me here. That's the first part of this question. Tell me about 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 or however many it is of those things that you've done or taught, and then tell me which one's your favorite. Okay?
What are the videos I've made on YouTube?
Sure, absolutely. Because you've done a lot of instructional videos, but I want to hear
Yes, I
this.
certainly have. I've watched them all too, 10 times.
Yeah, I
But
can't do that because I don't have enough time in a day.
yeah. well, well, of course, I started out doing because I was helping out with the Cam Studio folks, and with that program, and so I I made my first video was a how-to video with Cam Studio, and I thought maybe I would even back then I was studying online marketing and stuff, and so I thought maybe I would do sell a course or something like that, and so I started saying, well, just like I'm facing with the Udemy class challenge thing that I'm trying to get into doing
Right,
this, it's like, oh
right,
man,
right.
I better practice a little bit here. I sound awful in my videos, and I was doing it on an XP computer, single core. But I did. I turned out a couple, and they were unbelievably awful. And then I made one that when they came out with the Cam Studio 2.7, I made one that was called Cam Studio 2.7 Tutorial, and that was decent enough that in 40 minutes I covered all the bases of all the settings because I was also a forum moderator at the forum for Cam Studio. So I'd
Okay.
seen all the different questions and problems that people had, the things that tripped them up. So I tried to get all of those questions into a single video so I would have a single source I could send people to, and it would save me some time in answering the same question over and over again. So so
So
that was my
that's really what you got started with then? Is that what you would
that was
say?
the big one that got started, and that was picked up very rapidly, and a lot of excitement. In fact, that has 600,000 something views on it now, and
Wow, that's fantastic.
yeah, it gets tens of thousands of views a week,
That's
and
awesome.
as it's moved up, and I always answer all of my comments. People ask questions in the YouTube, you know,
Make a
comments.
point to go back and make sure and
Oh,
answer them.
oh yeah, I have
Yeah,
notifications on, so I answer them same day.
that's
And
fantastic. Okay, so Cam Studio. What
mhm.
else?
I
Pixlr, I know about.
Yeah, so
Give me some other ones. I
Cam
want to hear
Studio
them
got
all.
started. I wound up making about 10 videos. It was Cam Studio.
Okay.
So uh, then yeah, the Pixlr thing definitely piqued my interest because I love free software, and I used to teach Photoshop. I taught 3 semesters of Photoshop. So I'm excited that people can use tools that are very Photoshop-like with a free program. In fact, I'll tell you the truth, folks, most of the tools we had in Photoshop 4, now they're up to CS Infinity. And,
Unbelievable.
you know, and, but with Photoshop 4 is what I went to school studying in 99, 2000. That's when I graduated, as 2001. And then I became a college professor out of that, after that. And, but still, it was a very simple version of Photoshop that was practically exactly the same as what you've got with Pixlr. And we did most
So
things.
was this you as a college professor? Is this pretty much you right there?
Let me see. Yeah,
That's it,
that
right?
nails it.
Okay. That's you as a college professor. Got
Yeah,
it. Okay.
that's me. My nickname, all my students called me Mr. B from day one, and it just caught on. I was Mr. B. So,
That's because they couldn't pronounce Britain, apparently, right?
yeah,
Or they were afraid to. They were afraid to.
Well, it's because when I came into class, I said, well, my name's Terry the Great Britain,
Oh, I see.
and they just couldn't accept that the great thing, Terry the Great Britain, and so they all just shortened
okay.
it to Mr. B.
So students after class, pretty much like this. This is what they look like after class.
Yeah, well, especially when I told them about the test that was coming up. Yeah. After we reviewed the test and gone over what was going to be on it, that's exactly what they look like. So
all right, so let's move. Okay, I tell you what, let's move on to the
get those
next question,
pictures of me. He found exact pictures. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just checked your yearbook. Just checked your yearbook.
That's
so
right. Those were my
fine.
yearbook. I forgot. Yeah.
No, here's the deal. Okay, let's talk about present. Let's talk present, okay? Because that's cool and all that stuff. And a lot of people know that about you and all that kind of stuff. Let's talk about the present. Right now, you're doing tons of shows, aren't you?
Oh yes.
You're involved in a bunch, because you even said it when we were talking Friday night, that you were, oh yeah, I was in that show. Oh yeah, that's because I was in it. Oh yeah, I was in it. Because I asked you where you been. So tell me about some of the shows you're in, and let's plug them a little bit, all right? Since you're helping out and doing some stuff, all right?
Okay, that's a great idea. Well,
all right.
One show is with Roland Takaoka, and he's a great host, and he's been doing what they call the Saturday Marketing Smarties show, which it's called Saturday Morning Smarties show because where he lives, it's still morning, but it's 2 in the afternoon here. So all the East Coast people are going, what are we watching this for? They think it's morning. Yeah.
I
it
love
loses all the credibility, but nonetheless, it's just been a tremendous show, and we have a good panel of experts on this show, and we talk about marketing issues. Like we just did one on YouTube, and it was very good. Last week we had a great guest, who talked about getting over the fear of getting started and how to get rolling and build up your confidence and build up your skills as you go. And Jimbo Marshall is his name, and every week we've been doing something really great. It's been several weeks now, and the show is gaining a lot of traction and getting a really great viewership. It's fun. It's fun, and we're providing tons of info. It's one of those packed hours where so much is crammed in there. And so that show's on Saturdays, and it's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but 11 o'clock Pacific. Okay, so
fantastic.
Then
that's awesome. What else? What else you doing?
The Udemy thing. I started getting into. I'm enticed with doing Udemy classes where I can really do a structured, full-blown course that people can, they can purchase a course and they wind up getting a lot of support from me and new material. The cool thing about Udemy is once I publish a course, I'm not stuck with it just being that course, and now I'm stuck. I can't ever amplify it or make things up to date with new trends or new tools. whereas Udemy lets you do that. You can always update it
Oh,
and
okay.
add new things. So someone can buy into your course now, and they're not just getting this static thing that was 12 lessons, you know, suddenly turns into 13, 14, 15, 16 lessons.
Yeah, exactly.
And now a fellow that's very good at doing this, and I've taken some of his classes, named Mark Timberlake, started a community online here in Google Plus, and I highly recommend if you have any interest in doing online video education or entrepreneurship, to actually go to the community of the same name. It's called the Online Video Educators and Entrepreneurs Community, OVEE. But keep in mind it's the online video, because when you're typing it in looking for it, you just say online educators, you won't get it. Or online entrepreneurs. Online video educators and entrepreneurs. It's the full name of that group.
Okay,
that
that's
community.
way too many. That's way too
Yeah, I
much.
know. It's
Any
a little-
acronyms and stuff.
wow. So yeah, well,
I'll be in the background
CRC
saying, "I'd like to buy a vowel. I'd like to buy a vowel, please."
Exactly. Yeah, the CRC on the QRM, you know, with the MWPs, you know, it definitely had me in the XPYZRWs for no particular reason. Oh, I mean, FNPR, FNPR. Hashtag.
Okay, I got to give you one of these because I have no idea what you just said or what you meant. Sorry.
I don't think anybody that talks in acronyms knows what they're saying either. I think
That's true.
But-
That's true.
yeah.
I know NASA, and I know, let's see, radar, I think was an acronym originally, and that's about it. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know.
All right. What else? What other shows? What other shows
so
you
those
doing
two
during
shows,
the week?
I'm on the Saturday. That's Sunday afternoons at 3:00 Eastern. That they have the community meetups, and like every couple of weeks he does a spotlight on one of the members of that community who talks about a specialty. Okay, and so then it's just Mark interviewing that person, like you're interviewing me.
Right. I got you.
Then
I got you.
But then most of the other weeks, they have a bunch of people from the community on a panel that talk about a specific subject. And then he brings up the subject. Mark announces the subject and says, anybody that wants to, leave a note in the comments. And then he invites everybody that said they wanted to be in the panel, up to the 9 people, right? And often his wife, Philomena, is also on there too, and she's great. And so we've had some discussions that just are out of, I mean, just like the things with Roland show, Saturday Smarties, an hour that's so jam-packed with information that people are literally scrambling to take notes. And of course they can replay it or do like I do and make a recording and play it under my pillow all night and repeat. But you know, not everybody even knows you can do that, so that's why so few people do it, I suppose. But
Do you do any other shows on Sunday at all?
no, there's sheesh, I never can make it to the other shows because I'm usually on this Blue Juice Jubilee thing. It's a variety show.
That's right. This one. Okay, I'm sorry. This show.
That's
that's
one
right.
here.
So that's one.
God, that suits. I just got so caught up in the moment, I forgot where I was. So, what can I say? Gee,
There you
folks,
go.
what can I say? Thanks for all your support and everything, and keeping me getting me here nearly on time.
Any other shows during the week at all that you do?
Well, there used to be this game show that I was on, but the host became so wrapped up in baseball. He's an umpire, and that those shows just disappeared, and all the people that used to watch it just died off, stopped watching. And now we tried doing a show to see what would happen last Friday, and it was like nobody there. I don't know. I think there was. I didn't actually check, but so here's pretty ups. Wait a minute, isn't that your show? Oh yeah,
It was a small crowd.
The plus word. That's
Actually,
you.
this is. Oh yeah, that's right. I do that, don't I? There's that one guy that was helping us out. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
Had the one guy on the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So,
No,
yeah.
that
So
is,
yes,
it's a blast.
I've been doing the Plus Word show since the first show, and I haven't missed a single one that we've had. And yeah, we've had a couple of
Yeah.
holes because of things that you've had to get done and stuff, but that's okay. um, it's been really fun, and we've done a few Sunday shows too, done where
Hmm.
we've done like
Hmm.
not Wheel of Fortune, Hollywood Squares version that we
Hmm.
call
Yep, Hollywood
Hollywood
Circles. We call it
Circles.
Hollywood Circles.
Hollywood
Yeah,
Circles. Yeah,
absolutely.
and we've done the match game. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, that. And what do we call that one? The match game. We call it the
That is playing with matches.
playing with matches. Yes, because yeah,
Playing with
yeah,
matches.
we
Yep.
can't say we're the same game. And besides, it's on Google Plus, so we're
Hmm.
trying to mess with the Google Plus thing. But the Plus Word thing is the
That's right.
password game, and it's a blast. And it's got quite a bunch of loyal followers that are really cool to be in the audience, also trying to guess the word. And all the games are kind of designed so the audience can kind of play along too, and they're really fun. And so,
I
uh,
think I think that's to be honest with you, that's one of the nicest things about Hangouts is giving that engagement and from the fans so they can participate. So it's not just sitting there watching a game show. It's like, oh my God, I'm on the outside and I know the answer, and they throw them up there, say, ah, here's the answer, and it's fun. It just makes it a blast. It sure is
yep,
for
definitely.
sure.
It is a total blast. So, I'd sort of like to learn how to do like you do this hosting thing and learn how to ask questions and stuff. And because, so
Okay,
can I ask you a couple questions about this Plus Word game since you're the host and everything? You probably know a lot
go
about why you
go
did it,
for it.
why you did it and stuff.
Go
Okay,
for it.
so
Absolutely.
so why on earth did you do such a thing?
Well, it all started way back in the early 1800s. Oh no, wait, we didn't have video back then. Never mind.
No,
Oh,
but I
maybe we
was
had
on that
video. We didn't
show.
have a.
I was on that show, I think.
Yeah. No, the whole purpose. We used to do this for fun. We used to hang out all the time. We were part of Ronnie Bitzer's Hangout Mastery Group, a bunch of us, and we used to get together all the time at night and things like that. We just started, and I have. It's funny because I've been playing games and doing games and stuff like that forever, my whole life really, and I have a closet full of 137 games. So I just started. I said, you know what? I'm gonna bring somebody's up here, and I'm just gonna, we'd get to talking and stuff, and then we'd say, hey, let's play a game here for a little while. So we'd go and play a game, and that's how really somebody. I believe it was Scott Scowcroft actually said, we need to do this. We need to market this. We need to get this out there. I said, no. I want to have fun with it. I don't want sponsors and all that stuff. I just want to have some fun. And if I can't make it because of baseball, like Terry's giving me a hard time about, since you're giving me a hard time there, I just, no, I can do that. I don't have to be there. There's no obligation. And I'm telling you what, it has turned into something amazing. It's just a lot of fun, and my whole thing is, if I can make if we can make somebody smile and somebody laugh, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
that's how it got started.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it was really, really cool because, we started off not recording these things. We were just kind
No.
of getting together Friday nights, all these friends that were part of Ronnie Bintzer's group. And,
Mhm.
and he goes and pulls out his games, starts forcing us to play them. It's like, nah, we really don't want to do it. Well, I don't know, but he'd persist, and by like 1 or 2 in the morning, he'd get us all started. And, but we had such a good time doing it, and then we just decided, well, look at doing Hangout video call. Why not just do it as an HOA and push the darn record button? And that
Yep.
started it up.
Then we started a community. We got a community
Yeah,
together, got all that going and things like that. So yeah,
yeah,
it really is a blast.
yeah.
Lots of fun.
Definitely. Well, yeah,
Coming up on our year mark as well too.
that's the point. Yeah, we have. It was started on, what was it? May 16th was the first
May
show.
16th last year was the
Hmm.
first show.
So we have a
Yep.
anniversary show coming up that Michael's going to be hosting, and it looks like it's going to be pretty darn cool. I think we're starting at 3 in the afternoon,
Here's what my attempt is going to be. I'm going to have a show that starts at 3 in the afternoon. This is so our European friends, who everybody always says, "Hey, you're too late. You know, we're in bed." Da 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 da. Now they'll have a chance to get in. I'm going to start off with a little fun. I'm not going to give it away, but we're going to have some fun starting out. Same game, plus word, and it's going to go all the way to 9 o'clock at night. We're going to have a 6-hour hangout. 6-hour hangout. Okay, that's going to be pretty wild, folks.
On a Friday night.
But if this is Saturday night,
oh,
actually.
Saturday. Okay. Oh, that's
It's a
right.
Saturday, so it's
16th is on Saturday.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
So we still
3
doing
in
the
the
Friday
afternoon.
night before that, so that I can kind of.
Sure.
I want to be warmed up. You know, if I'm going to do a 6-hour marathon, I got to like do my stretches and stuff. Yeah, no.
Well, that's just it. You don't necessarily have to be there the whole time. I'm going to bring people in. Here's what I want to do, folks. Here's the fun part. I want to bring in as many people. I want to try and bring in all past guests. I want to try and bring new people, and I'm going to try and bring everybody that I can possibly do and see how many people I can actually get into one hangout message box and see how many names I can fill that thing up. So anybody that wants to come in, let's go. And look, I love Sheila Strover out there. Yay, Brit Pack. Look at there. I love it. It's going to be so much fun, though. I just want to see and have a great time and involve everybody I can. You know, that's the other cool thing, Terry, about this is Hangouts is worldwide. I mean, and that's a huge thing. And, you know, people loving and seeing these things or going back and watching, and they're telling me, oh, my God, I wish I could be a part of it and things like that. And, you know, it's tough to make it in every part of the day. But, yeah, this is going to be exciting. So May 16th, mark your calendars. That's Saturday. We're going to have starting at 3 in the afternoon Eastern time. I have to say that, too. I always mess that up and don't give the times. But Eastern time, and we'll go to 9 o'clock Eastern time. So all of that is Eastern time. So it should be a blast.
Oh, definitely.
But thank you for mentioning too.
Yeah, we're going to get. I mean, come on, we're getting as many people as were on the game in the past are going to be pulled in to at least play a few rounds. You know, maybe not do the whole hour.
Exactly what I
not
want to
do
do.
a whole hour, but at least play a few rounds and see just how if they can just jump into this thing and we can do it. We can do it as an elimination thing too. You know, anybody that's winning, they stay, and the losers go. No, wait a minute. I always hate those elimination games. Forget that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that though, Terry, because you know how I keep score.
Yeah, that's true. You know, yeah. Every time, everybody that's about to, that was a lot of fun, but I got to get going. Okay, well, you won. So listen, go away knowing you won that. Yeah.
That's funny. So we might have the one guy come and we might only be one person. So we'll, there we got the one guy.
Yeah, I mean,
so
people are busy Saturday. You know, they probably not going to show up very much. Probably, yeah. You know how it is. You try to market these things and advertise it worldwide and make it go viral, and it never really does. But maybe this time. How about it, folks?
Yep, there you go.
Tell all your friends and relatives and your old Cub Scout troop and Girl Scout brownie and all those groups that you've been involved in. And
I don't know. 6 hours
club.
might not be a good idea to bring all them in.
Tell everyone you went to high school with, and all your, of course, I mentioned the relatives. Oh, and all your relatives' neighbors. Ask them to ask the neighbors, and we'll go viral. We'll just show that plus word can go viral. Yeah. Wait a minute. Do we want this?
And
do we want this viral?
So Blue Juice Jubilee, I have to ask you this. Since I told you about it and I told you about this, I'm turning a question back on you, okay? I got to interview you back, and you can ask me another question after this. But with the Blue Juice Jubilee and knowing that you're going to be in there 6 hours for this hangout, have you worked out how are you going to keep that much blue juice? I mean, are you going to have like a truckload brought in, or how's that going to work? Give us a little insight there on how that's going to all happen.
I bought
hold on, somebody's throwing a knife. Oh, somebody threw a knife. Sorry. Okay.
I bought a water cooler and some empty, water jugs, and I'm going to fill each one of those with blue juice. and I'll have to get up and swap out the water jugs in the water cooler as I empty them.
Okay.
But you'll hear a lot of grunting and noises,
Right, right.
And all that kind of thing. But at least you'll know what's going on.
Well, and I wasn't sure if you had a manufacturer that was making some kegs for you, so you always had them on hand. I didn't know if that was the case.
Now I don't have to worry about the blue juice supply because I got an in.
Okay.
I got an in with the blue juice suppliers. Okay. Yeah.
All right. You know what's going to be really tough though, Terry, also is mind melding with that many people that come through. That's going to be a really tough time for you there. I'm not sure how you're going to handle that process.
You are so confused how mind melding works. You just drink the blue juice, and it doesn't matter if there's 10 million people there. Mind meld takes place. Yes, I'll demonstrate. Oh, that's mind melding. All right. Actually, I didn't try to mind meld with everybody in the audience because I know.
Leaning Tower Pizza.
An invasion.
Did I get it right?
Yes. Golly.
Okay, see? So it worked. That blue juice worked. That was amazing.
But I didn't even warn you that it was a multi-word, hint. Golly. It's incredible.
It is. That blue juice really, really works.
It does work. So everybody, I hope you look forward to that. Mark your calendars for May 16th, a Saturday, the anniversary of the. Well, we're lucky that it landed on a Saturday because it could have landed on a Tuesday or something, and
that's true.
It would have felt really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna do this on Tuesday. Well, I can't do it on Tuesday. Well, neither can I.
I think either way, we'll still have the one guy.
Yeah.
Well, the one guy in the audience, so it really won't matter. But
we did get a commitment from him. As long as nothing happens, we'll be cool. All right. Well, anyway, so there's your.
After about the fourth hour, though, he'll be just like this. He will just be sitting there just like this. We may not be able to get a clap out. I'm not sure, but.
No, I don't think so. He'll be trying to guess all those words, and it'll keep him alive.
Okay, good.
I'd like to change the subject, though, just briefly to.
Please.
You're technologically astute. I never called anybody astute before.
Yeah, I know. I need to write that down. That's a $15 word.
Such astute. So.
Yeah. I need to check and see if this is an insult to me.
Yes, he's astute. So, I thought we might do a microphone review because everybody's always talking about how important microphone and the audio is, And so I picked this thing up at actually at the dollar store, and it comes with a special. I think they call that a phono cable. Okay, or phone cable. And I never understood that because I've tried to call people using one of these. And
it's like the old phones, isn't it? Like you hold this part up here and this part.
I can't figure it out. I don't know where the heck you plug it in to be able to make a phone call with the darn thing. They call them phone cables. Stupidest thing I ever heard. But anyway, supposedly, maybe I read the instructions someday.
Yeah. My dad taught me a long time ago, if that doesn't work, get the instructions. And then if that doesn't work, go ahead and read the instructions. So well, that was always his
instructions around here somewhere. But the neat thing about this is that look at this. It tilts. Look at that. So I can aim it right at my mouth. And folks, that is exactly, I'm using another one of these right now. It's on my desk. That's what I'm using for my audio. You notice how good it is? How much better? How much better than Michael's it is? And so that's because it can do this up and down thing. And that's why I got it. That was the selling point. And the really cool thing is, look, it came with the little capsule all wiggly and loose, just like that. It came that way, and for $1. I mean, and I get high fidelity. Listen to this. Hello, this is a radio station from the top of the Hobbits. I mean, it sounds so amazing. You
It
know?
is, and it works without even plugging it in. That's what's amazing to
no,
me.
I have another one right here.
Oh.
For $1, I bought 3 of them. Are you kidding me? So anyway, I can recommend go to the dollar store and pick one of these suckers up because you will just sound out of this world.
I
Oh,
like
sorry,
it.
my reverb doesn't work because I could have turned it on and go, you will sound out of this world. So, but I didn't have it. So what do you think? It's better than your Samson?
Absolutely.
Looks
By
better.
far.
Looks better. All right.
Yeah, it does look better.
So there's the mic review.
That-
It's a no-name brand, but you can tell, you see what it looks like. Just go to your dollar store and tell them you saw it on the Bluetooth Jubilee show. That's what you're looking for. You want one of those that you saw on the Bluetooth Jubilee show. If he knows what you're talking about, woo! I want to know about that. So,
all right, everybody going to think you're crazy. Hey, Terry Leigh Britton, please come out of the house.
well,
Had to throw some scary stuff there for you.
That's
Sorry about
great.
that.
Well, ever since I did my scary sounds in the green room after our Plus Word show, my audio hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So be careful.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, so let's do a quick switch over to the comments and see. Do you see the comments? Have you been watching the comments?
Oh my goodness, yes, absolutely.
Let's see.
All kinds of good stuff out there.
All right. In your ear, it says. We need a review of microphone stands. Okay, I could stand for that idea.
Yeah, Sheila was talking about the other end. You didn't know where to put it. She said she meant put it in your ear there. So.
Oh, I see. Well, that's a good idea. Always a good idea. So we do have a few people that noticed a thing or two. I don't know. You can't see this, but you have it on your end. You're actually seeing the comment stream going down. So, Andrew says you never know how hard he's sitting on his hands right now. Does that mean he wants to be invited in because he wants to make a comment about this super microphone?
There's no telling with Andrew. You know what I'm saying? There is just no telling with him. Here, how about this? I can bring some comments up for you if you can't get them up. There you go. How's that?
Oh, wait a minute. I got to hide this one. One sec. Zoop. Yes. No, I was showing him. I was showing him on my screen too. That's cool. Great.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, too big, Michael. Too big. Too big. I can't. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
No, that's okay. That's good.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you are showing them. Okay, never mind.
I'm going to. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to play the flute, and you bring the audio into your special effects machine, and we'll feed it back out to the group. How's that sound?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if that's way over my head.
Yeah. So, I'm sure we can do this thing. All right.
Oh my gosh. I have no clue how to do that.
Uh-huh. Well, hey, look, this is a webcam microphone review. The webcam mic that's built into your webcam. They all stick. Don't use them. Huh? Is he using voice recognition? That doesn't work too good? Hey, that really sticks.
I think his spill check is not working properly.
Spill check is messed up. Spill check's messed up. So, well, what can I say? All right, so...
I love it.
Okay. Well, since we were talking about the shows that I've been doing, and I have done.
Yeah.
Last week I did a show on Pixlr that was a little bit messed up. What was messed up about it, Terry? Well, I had the settings for the screen wrong, so it was I had the blow up settings, and so now I have it so I actually see what's being broadcast, okay, right in front of me. But last week I had the Pixlr program I was working on in front of me, and I had over here to the side where I now have Michael instead. I had the actual broadcast show, so I wasn't paying any attention to what was going on. And so here it is. I'm blah-blahing away about layer palettes and all this stuff, and nobody could see any of them. Hey, what's he talking about? I don't know, but he's talking. He's a nice guy.
Was everybody out there laughing at you like this? Were they laughing at you?
Oh,
Were they laughing? Were they laughing at you?
I don't know. I think they thought I looked like that guy actually.
I
So,
see. Were they sticking their tongue out at you or
So
anything?
then
Hold on,
you,
let's see.
you click the layers palette, and it's really cool how this goes.
so, uh,
Oh, that's
anyway,
funny.
so that made me feel so bad that I went and I created a. I'll show you, in fact. Where am I? Where am I? What page am I on? Oh, I gotta open up my profile. Um, Here we go. Go to my profile. So I created a video that if anybody hasn't seen it yet, what's the matter with you? And I, here we go. So let's go to my profile page here. And I'm probably going to have to shrink things down because it's so huge right now. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. There.
While you're doing that, let me ask you real quick. What's a quick way to find some of your past videos and stuff? Would you subscribe to your YouTube channel or maybe a community?
Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel because most everything gets done there in that YouTube channel. But for Pixlr stuff, like this show, this Pixlr, the Create Punched Out Texture Shapes show that I just did the other day or yesterday, I did it from the page as the page because it has its own YouTube channel, the Pixlr Tricks.
Okay.
Pixlr Tricks. So it's a good idea if you want Pixlr stuff to join that Pixlr Tricks community and go to the page and follow the page and do all that stuff. I always post them though to my profile too, so you can just, I mean, just come back and check my profiles too. But Pixlr Tricks has got it. We also now have an OBS community for the OBS, Open Broadcaster software tutorials that I do, and a voice meter community for the voice meter things that I'm doing. So
Good stuff. Good.
But anyway, so this so what I did is I took what I tried to show people last week, but they couldn't see what I was doing, and I actually made a nice video where I really go over it, how to punch holes and things, and so you see there's holes punched and stuff. But the cool thing is this text is also punched through the layer, so it's how to punch holes and stuff, and it's pretty darn cool. And I used this as a learning event also, where I created a checklist. Let's see if I can get this on screen. Looks backwards to me. It is backwards. Does that look
good to
backwards?
me.
Did it look right to you? Yeah, but you're seeing it on a different.
Yeah, it looks good.
You're looking at a different camera. I may have to switch my camera.
Oh, should I look into another camera? I need to get
I have
another
a feeling
camera.
it's switched around. Well, it's switched around, so when I look at this monitor, I'm looking like I'm looking at you. And
I think it always projects right, doesn't it? No, you're right. It's backwards. You're right.
Yeah.
It's backwards.
Okay, well, I'm not switching it right now.
So for those of you that can read backwards, this is Terry's giving you a test right here. And those of you on drugs right now,
Yes.
please, if you
This
can
is a
decipher
test.
this is a test.
So, yes, anybody that can read this, I want.
That's right. We need to talk.
They need you in the CIA. And,
That's right.
Okay, so.
I think your webcam's broken.
Yeah.
Oops.
Hey, stop trying to fix it. Okay.
I know.
Well, but anyways, what that is a checklist of each step that's in the tutorial, so that you can go online. You can use the online version, or you can see if you open this thing up. You got more tutorials. You got the Pixlr templates posts, and you also have the. This is the Google Doc that leads to the groovy, super great Google Doc thing that well, I'll open it up. There it is. So you get this thing that's a checklist, and these are actually check offable. So that's why I used forms, so that you could actually check them off online.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's my first try at using Google Forms, and it took
them.
Took a while to get used to, how the checkboxes worked. You actually make one question, and the checkboxes are the options. So if you're trying to make a form and you want checkboxes, just realize that you actually have only one question. That's follow step by step to punch holes in things is the so-called question, and then the options are the items under it that get the check boxes. Okay.
So for that, did you have to buy like a special hole puncher? I'm just kidding.
A really big one, because it has to fit over the whole monitor.
I know. I know.
Yeah,
That's why I couldn't figure. I tried, and
gotta,
my wife got really upset with me because ruined the TV and everything.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I get letters of complaint quite often about, what are you trying to do to my kids? You know, you're a bad influence. But anyway, so that's this week's magic thing. There we go.
Awesome.
And anyway, so go check that video out. I did share a few other things, but they're not nearly as impressive as this was. I don't know. I shared some cool stuff. Always do check out these wherever I post. Like I was talking about how while Michael was interviewing me, how I was doing these different things with Roland Takilka's show. And so that's this great show with Molly and Karen. So, and then we had another discussion of the Mark Timberlake, this YouTube marketing discussion. So really, you watch those two videos, you're wondering about YouTube, how to use YouTube, everything is going to be covered for you. By the time you get done with that, you're going to know everything you ever thought you would need to know. Do take notes on that one, and there will be
I gotta say, I like Bill's comment out there. Bill Graham, he says dyslexia friendly checklist and show. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So those of you that have dyslexia, you're fine. You'll be able to see the checklist. You'll be fine on that.
Uh-huh. And I also shared what Philomena Timberlake did is she went through and took this hour-long one that's up here, the Marketing Your Udemy course using YouTube, and she created snippets. So she cut it down in size, which is awfully cool. Let's see. Let's go to the minus sign. There we go. And so she created this snippet, which is Eileen Smith, the part that she shared, because we're like a panel, and we were all sharing little tidbits of information. And so what she did is Philomena edited out the different parts, and so that you had each person's spiel that they were in there. In fact, I don't have my snippet on here. I better put it on there. Yeah, I'll share my snippet too. And also, if you do AdWords, anybody, we may as well get to this part of the show. Why not? Usually this is at the end, but if anybody uses AdWords, Joel McDonald, who co-wrote the AdWords for Dummies books, he has created a new beta called AdWizzle. It's a little tool. It's a wizard that applies the best practices that he teaches in that book, and that he teaches all his clients. It applies those best practices for you right in this form, this bunch of questions, like a wizard, and asks you a bunch of questions about your ad and stuff. And you have to have an AdWords account already, because it's so cool that when you're done, you can set it to paused, so it doesn't have to be active, so you can review it later. But it's so cool that it actually posts it into your AdWords account with the correct groups and all that stuff already broken down. I mean, this is crazy stuff. This is big bucks. I mean, Joel gets paid megabucks by major corporations to do this kind of thinking for them and organizing for them, and he's now written a wizard that makes it so it's available to the masses, that anybody gets the access to his kind of expertise. So if you're even thinking of doing AdWords stuff, get some education, maybe pick up the AdWords for Dummies book, of course, but at least to learn how to get an AdWords account started and all that stuff. But using this kind of tool will keep you from getting yourself in trouble and spending way more money than you ever expected, because remember, you pay for every click, and if you're not watching what you're doing, then you can be hurting. Okay. And yes, Earth Day, by the way, I posted, although the moon is smaller than the Earth, it is further away. Okay? And a lot of people asked me, what the heck did you mean by that, Terry? Oh, I don't mean they asked me this time. I mean, they've asked me over the last 50 years, because I've repeated this one many times. So it wasn't anybody out here. Nobody's asked me since I posted this one. But a lot of people have. I said, a lot of people have asked me. Have, past tense, right? Okay, so just what the heck do you mean by this and posting it on Earth Day? Well, the moon is smaller than the Earth, so it should be easier to take care of, right? So, if we only were on the moon, it would be really easy to take care of the moon, and we wouldn't have to have a moon day because everything would be handled. The moon is small. It's easy to care for. But it's further away, so we have to take care of planet Earth right here. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do. And that was why it's an Earth Day message. So now you all know and understand the depths of my understanding. Or the depths of my depravity. No, not depravity. Depths of something. Oh, well. Oh, the depths of the well. So there you go. And notice, just when I needed him, he'll be right back. That just does this to me all the time. Ah, my gosh. What am I going to do with this guy? All right, so anyway. So what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? Oh, breaking news. Network cancels the Mike and Molly show and replaces it with the Mike and Terry show. Okay. Well, I'm not sure I feel comfortable with that, but okay. And this is a stat. Yep. Okay. So, oh, thank you, Shayla, for posting my YouTube channel. That's great, great, great. Okay. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Quickly removing headset. What did I do? All right. So we have lots of good comments. And really, thanks everybody for sticking around. It's a good thing that your whole computer can crash and you have to restart your computer, and yet the YouTube stream doesn't die. It just goes into this, this kind of strange dark zone. I don't know if you had to restart it or what, but, anyway, it did let me restart the computer and get OBS started up again, and we were rolling. And now I have to deal with the fact that I didn't do anything different with my audio since last week, and yet the reverb and everything breaks up. The minute I try to run that thing, my poor program just blows up. So I have no idea why that happened. But maybe I'm setting it some crazy settings. Maybe I got to set to some crazy settings. You never know. I've done that before. Let's set it to crazy settings. And let's take a look. What's my encoding setting? No, it's nice and normal. No, I shouldn't be blowing anything up. Oh well. Anyway. So what's next? What's next? I see we got a chair in motion. We have a chair in motion. So let's see if there's actually a person behind the chair. Oh, yes, there is. He's back. He's back, folks. So what I was considering doing was taking a look at the magic mind map and trying to remember what else I was going to do today. Let's see. I'm not doing an eyes closed segment today. Musical interlude. Let's see. Oh, looks like that's working. Let's see. I'll turn this on so I can hear what's happening. Ooh. Okay, let's find something that's a little quieter. Oh, that's pretty. Take it out of mono, take it out of mono, center mute. You'll believe how I'm blending this. Okay. Boy, that was a first. Let me set things back to normal here so when I have this wild stereo. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're back to normal. All right, I hope that wasn't too rambunctious. Let's see if anybody like that. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so there we have it. That was the very first keyboard combo with the thing. Okay, so that did turn out okay, huh? Yeah, I just kind of hauled this keyboard in here and got to it and said, all right, we're going to make it work. It's literally 15 minutes before showtime. I'm carrying it in here. I almost unplugged the router, which would have killed the stream of the music and everything that was going through for the prelude show. And yeah, it's so close. It's like hanging out, but the sprockets are hanging out of the the plug. And so there I kicked it in with my foot while I'm carrying this gigantic keyboard. So, all right. Anyway, that was kind of fun. Yeah, the arpeggiator is really cool. You just kind of find a cool sound and make a chord and let it go. And there's all kinds of options I can do. Maybe we'll play with some of those options later on. All right, so there you have it, folks. Let's see. There's your music interlude for right now. So what else are we supposed to do? Oh, a sound effect of the week. Of course. What is the matter with me? I didn't have the sound effect of the week queued up. I make myself wonder sometimes. Don't I? So let's see. Open up a playlist, recent media. Oh, I thought I had a playlist to open here. No, I guess I don't. To go get it. And we were doing cartoons. There we have it. Okay. Now, where were we? Yes, we were there. Well, yes, in that one. And a few others. Well, we did have yes, we did have a few sounds going on, but let me bring them into here because it's playing through them. And as you all know, this is the free sounds that you get with YouTube. Okay. And I've got VLC opened up, and I just loaded them all in because what I did is I diligently downloaded every single one of them that I could. And yeah, I like that. I'll download stuff and stash it forever on a hard drive. And so these are just marvelous, aren't they? Now, it's my goal in life is to have these all assembled one of these days into a playlist and to do an actual radio theater type of an event for y'all. Okay? And where I'm going to recruit some people to make funny noises. But I figure it's sort of a landmark that I even got the keyboard dragged in here today because I did promise I would have the keyboard. Stop that! Well, so, for anybody that has not noticed that these are great sounds, I just wanted to cover the fact that deflate is awful. Okay, I don't want anyone using that. Thank you very much. All right, let's push the whole drum set down the stairs because this is my idea of real good fun. So this is a drum set falling down the stairs. It doesn't sound like it to me. Now I understand why you get these for free. All right. Well, anyway. All right. Well, uh, for those of you that have missed the whereabouts of how the heck you even get these things, I'll go ahead and show you. All right. So you go ahead and you go to your. Whoops. I don't want to scroll out of this. Doink. While I'm looking, let's go ahead and continue. We'll continue playing the sounds. 1 second. Doop. All right. Sorry to turn it off. I didn't mean to turn it off. No, no. Don't make hair ripping noises. Hitting a wood block. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so let's go to the videotape. Go to YouTube. Here we are. Okay, so I'm going to have to show more of a full screen in order to make this visible, probably. Well, let's see how much I can get into here. So what you do is you take and you click on your little icon. And see, this is where it's useful that I'm doing this in part of this thing. And you click on your Creator Studio icon. And that opens up your Creator Studio page. And you go down here to the bottom where it says Create. And that's where the audio library resides. And you get the free music, ad-supported music, and best of all, the sound effects. Isn't that lovely? So now that you're here, we all can talk about it. What is it going to play? I don't trust... Oh, okay. There we go. So, you have the featured ones, kind of like featured for whatever reason. But I go to the category, and I pick a category and find all the cartoon ones, for instance. And as you can see, you have all the ones that you've been hearing, and over here you got the category, you got the popularity, and you can sort by popularity if you want to see the most popular ones. I believe you can sort by popularity. Let me see. Perhaps not. But it shows the popularity, it shows a download link, and this is what I just went through, and I just downloaded one at a time, and download this one, then downloaded that one, downloaded this one. And then you can star the ones that are your favorites. So remember, Cartoony Bounce to Ceiling was a favorite. That one. Okay, so that's in my favorites. And you get to your favorites here at the right. And that's where you see the ones that you've saved that are favorites. Okay? And these are all my favorite sound effect ones. Like the outer space one, of course. That's pretty long. And yeah. I don't hear it. Rather quiet. There we go. Outer space seems to be kind of broken, or maybe it's just too quiet to hear. But isn't this perfect? You get the sound effects along with the ringing ambient background. So this kind of like in combination, they become almost like a radio program. And tonight we hear the rest of Merry Marins on Befit Adventures in Space. Harold, are you sure you're going to go out that portal? I have to do it, Mary. It's the only way to save the balloons. Yeah. Very itchy. All right, so that's where you get those, and then you also have not just that, but you also have the free music, and that's the other thing, the free music of the week. And I tell you, I know. So let's stop That's my ringing ambient background. So that's interesting that that's in favorites for sound effects. Okay, so it's a background, ambient background, but it's like more like one of these music type background things. But it's just a stop it. All right, and you all know that I love that one. Okay, so let's go to free music. And again, you have genre, mood, instrument. What's a virtuoso here on the slide? What's that by Tchaikovsky? Good grief. All right. So, let's look at the favorites again. We got favorites over here. And what's today's favorite? Stalemate. I think it's met its match in terms of yeah, it's definitely met its match. All right, so this is so appropriate, isn't it? Okay. So, anyway, yes, Stalemate's a real nice background. Probably blasted me out here. Let's just go ahead and turn down the numbers. You be quiet, you guys. Good grief, people are trying to hear me talk. Souks. Okay, so anyway, so that's your background noises for today and your background thing. And Stalemate is the background music of the week. Okay. There's tons of them, and so definitely go in there and play around with your YouTube stuff. If anybody would like to be a voice in a radio theater type of a thing, I'm going to compose literally tonight. I will not let this pass. I will get it done tonight. I will write a short radio theater script using some sound effects and background musics we can all participate in. So if you would like to be one of the voices, if I know I have voices, then I can write parts for each one of the voices, right? And you can even tell me what kind of a voice you would like to be, what kind of a character you'd like to sound like. Like, if you want to sound like this, say it. Arg, I love me the pirate. You can tell me you want to be a pirate, okay? Oh, you want to be little Mabel. Or something like that. I don't know. Anything you might want to do.
Hey, what do you think? Does anybody else, want to do silly voices? I like it,
Okay, now you heard that's actually my real voice. I strain like crazy to get my voice down low like this. But, all right, so leave a comment if you would like to be a voice in next week's radio play, and we will create a radio play around some special effects. It's not going to be long. We'll do it for about 5 minutes. It'll be the first one, so we don't want to be totally crazy, right? Do we? Yes, we do. No. Control yourselves. All right, so there you have it. So let's go ahead back to the videotape. Wait a minute. I'm not the only one talking about it.
Excuse me. Sorry, I just had dinner. Sorry about that.
Oh, that was you. Oh. Here I am blaming my music player for being obscene, and thank goodness. Oh, look, it actually is called Wet Bart. Wet Bart. My glasses, they're messed up. Okay, so, hey, is he back? He's back. And his front, too.
And my front, yeah. All parts.
Okay, let me turn up your audio again. Ding, ding. Okay, now we can hear you okay. I had to turn down because it's on the same channel as the special effects.
No problem. I'm not scared.
Yeah, you will be. Let me tell you. All right, so let's bring up Foobar, and we'll play that stalemate sound effect in the background. Turn it way down. All right. Don't let me forget to turn this thing off, because I might do music later, and I'll have this thing going.
That's true.
It's like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, but Eileen makes a good point. Remember, this YouTube music and the sound effects that they're providing you, you do not have to worry about getting a copyright hit by using these things. You get to use music in your productions. And no sweating the copyright issue, which I don't care where else you get your music from. There's a lot of sources that say that they provide you with background music stuff, but I would be nervous to use it because, you know, who knows if it sounds enough like something that you get a copyright strike. And you just don't want that problem with YouTube. The problem you don't want.
Hey, I want to test this out.
The sound of one hand clapping.
Okay.
You all heard it. You know? That's from watching the Blue Juice Jubilee show. It's an enlightening. So, he does it much better than I do, actually. I gotta get better palms.
That's because I have the home version.
Oh.
I paid good money for that one clap or whatever, one hand clapper. Oh, there's Blue Juice. Blue Juice, Jubilee.
Yes, Blue Juice. And look at how much I have left. Just a half hour left of the show. Well, so,
Hey, Sheila Strover's got to leave us. It's 1 a.m. over there, and she wanted to say what a wonderful show and thanks.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Sheila. Cool. Yeah, thanks a lot for showing up. This is your first time making it to the show. Get the rest of the Brit crew out there. Actually, Phil Aston said he might be able to show up. I don't know if he made it. But, and Sue probably also. But anyway. Yes, it's always in replay, of course. And I might start getting better about time stamping these shows so that you can jump ahead. You know, maybe I should do something like that. And timestamp the darn things. Especially since I have these tutorials and stuff. Speaking of tutorials, I haven't done a Pixlr tutorial. I talked about my Pixlr tutorial that I did already. But I haven't done a Pixlr tutorial. Why, I would be charmed to do a Pixlr tutorial. So I'll go ahead and I'll set one up. Let's see. I gotta go to Pixlr, of course. So, okay. Whoop. And let's, I'll stop. Well, I'll leave that audio going.
Hey, I like what Barris says. He says, applause. He's for a one-handed applause.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. Whoop. Okay, let me go ahead and get Pixlr up. And I'll start with Pixlr templates. May as well plug my little Pixlr templates. If you don't know what it is, it has all the different sizes that you need for all your different social media needs. And I even finally put in a table of contents. So if you need Google Plus or Business Hangouts, Twitter, LinkedIn, you know, all those darn graphics they ask you to make and completing your profile, and you don't know, trying to figure out what size they are. Now you just have to click once and it makes it. Like this for doing the custom thumbnail image for your YouTube videos. Just go click and bingo, it loads it in. So and you got a page going on. Okay, so now let me go ahead and blow this up a little bit so that we're not seeing this here on that side. Although I kind of need all of that stuff, don't I? Well, alright, so I guess you have to see their ads. One thing I did find out, by the way, at least in Chrome, if I go to view full screen mode, some features stop working. It blew me away. You know, what the heck? Some features stopped working. So, it drives me crazy.
Did you try it in other browsers? Did it work in other browsers? Or?
Actually, Firefox wouldn't fire up at all. It wouldn't even start
Oh, okay.
the program. I don't know if that's a permanent thing. You know, they're updating all the time. So, okay, so one thing I wanted to talk about, you get a taste of it in the punching out tutorial, okay? So what I usually do is I pull my history thing down here and I stretch out my layers palette because I know I'm going to be adding more layers. But you can, let me see if I can find a file to open up. Let's see, I'll open it as a layer. It's always best to just open image as a layer. If you already got an image open, then you want to open it as a layer, not as a brand new picture. That you don't have to go through all the rigmarole of copying, pasting in. So you open it as a layer, and let's see what I got in my pictures folder. Not a whole lot. Okay, this folder never has many pictures. Oh, that's the wrong drive anyway. It's my OneDrive. Looking for something color I can kind of mess up. And yeah, well, I wasn't exactly ready for this, was I? Let's see if I, since I do have the monster HP. It's what I want. Monster HP, please. Oh, now we're going to broken it. Cancel. All right, let me try that again. Go into into layer, open image layer. I'll open up this other computer if it'll let me. And that's the quad core. There we are. Does it let me? It doesn't seem to let me. Actually, I never use it. You know, it's one of those things. I never use the network features on in this thing. I don't know why. Just never have. But look at that. I'm not sharing my pictures folder. What a maroon. So, what can I say? Maybe we just better hold off on that. Let's see, do I have anything in here? Dictative keys, any pictures? Nah. Alright, I'm sorry. I don't have any pictures ready. So, why don't we go out on the web and find something that maybe I have elsewhere. So, I have something at terrybritton.com. Ooh. And we'll go to the image editor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a URL as an image. So we're going to go to image manipulation. And I will have to really scroll quite a bit to get to the one that I want. Zoom. Close. There it is. Alright, here's a nice image. Nice big image. Just copy image URL. Did you see what I did? I hope you saw what I did. I right-clicked, went to this image, and I say copy image URL. Copy the image URL. Okay, so copy the image URL, and then you go in here to Pixlr and go to Layer, Open Image URL as Layer. So now I'll just go ahead and paste that in there. It goes and gets it, and bingo, it pastes it in. Okay, so now I have it in, and it was smaller than the size of my original. So I'm going to go in here and do some free transform action and make it a little bit bigger. So hold the shift key down, grabbing a corner, and I'll resize it so now I could use this as my thumbnail for a video. Okay, maybe I even will. I just might save this and use it. It's kind of a cool picture. All right, so this is a nice picture, and so say I wanted to do some image manipulation on it. I wanted to darken it, for instance. Well, I could work directly on the layer itself, but that's a bad idea. And what I'm going to kind of talk about here is what's called non-destructive. Okay, so now you've learned how to open an image from a URL, and now we're going to talk about non-destructive editing techniques. Okay, so what I'm going to do is right-click on this thing and say duplicate layer. Hope that's clear. And that makes a copy of the layer I was in. Okay, and now I can do stuff to this layer, and I don't have to worry because it's a copy. I don't have to worry about messing it up. And so I'll go ahead, I'll go to adjustments and color vibrance, whatever the heck this does, and I'll up the vibrance and hit OK. Well, it didn't seem to do much. I'm not very satisfied with that, so I'll undo it. And let me get my history palette up here. You see color vibrance. I don't see a lot of difference. Yeah, I see a little bit of difference. Okay, so let's say instead of doing it the little bit, the subtle amount that I did do it, I go ahead and I do it a real whole lot. Okay? I do it a lot where it's so noticeable it's almost sickening. Well, that's still hardly noticeable. Boy, what kind of a wimpy tool is that? Look at that. It hardly does anything. Ah, well. I guess that wasn't a good example. Let's try something else. Adjustment. Well, we could always use curves. Exposure. Or change the exposure. We'll lighten it up. Okay, so yes, at least I can see what's happening when I'm doing this one. So I'll adjust the exposure and kind of overkill a little bit. Make it too bright. There we go, way too bright. Now, it's good that I did not do this to the original, because once you do it, you know, when you save it and you come back, it's done, it's ruined. But the original was a little maybe too dark and too shadowy and moody. This is too bright. But look what you got. What you can do is you click this little icon down here that says Toggle Layer Settings, and there's this opacity slider. And this lets me turn down the opacity of that upper layer that I lightened so much and mix it in. Okay? And there's other things you can do. You can also pick these layer modes, and let's see, there's one called Lighten. And I could use that in a conjunction with this thing, but darken might actually be even more interesting. There's also a darken, of course. So let's go ahead and, oh, it's off the screen here. There we go. Darken. Let's see if that, okay, so that, what darken does is it emphasizes just the darker pixels, and lighten emphasizes just the lighter pixels. So it's part of how it works. They work on each other. It doesn't seem to matter as much with this particular setting, though. No, it doesn't. So doing this trick, it's not so much a big deal. But I will show you. I will go ahead and do undo and bring it back here to where I don't do the vibrance. And I will, instead of using this the same picture on top of itself, which I could, well, you probably want to see where multiply does. Let me show you what multiply does. Multiply literally multiplies the values of the pixels against each other. Then you can pull it back. And what multiply is great for is enhancing contrast. So if you want to enhance contrast just a little bit, see, notice the contrast enhancement. You would simply multiply with the top layer and pull back the slider a little bit with the opacity. Usually 21 or 25 is plenty adequate. Another similar tool is called overlay. And I'm seeing that this is a little off the screen. Let me pull it up a bit. So you have multiply and overlay. And multiply and overlay do similar things, except overlay starts from the grays instead of just the darks, and emphasizes everything above and below. So this is another tool that's kind of useful. You see, it makes a lot of contrast, but it's making contrast in both directions. It's blowing out the sky too, you see, if I turn it up too much. So for this particular tool application, multiply would have been a better choice because it enhances the contrast of the darks without blowing out the sky. All right, so that's one way of doing a non-destructive type of a thing, is that you make that duplicate. You duplicate the layers, okay? And then you can merge them down and all. and flatten it. But I always recommend, before you flatten the image or merge, always go up here and save a PXD version. And I talked about that in the tutorial that you got, that checklist that I have on my profile. But when you go to save, you have these formats. You have PNG and you have JPEG. Okay, notice the size difference. JPEG is 379K, so it's not even a meg. PNG for the same picture is over almost 3 megs. All right, because PNG is always full quality transparency. It doesn't compress. But if you wanted to have transparency in your picture for a overlay for your videos, for instance, or for a lower third, you would have to save it as PNG. But the main thing I want to show you is PXD, a layered Pixlr image. This lets you save all the layers that you just created, including the duplicates. So you would save it and say sample. Here we go. And so you'd save sample PXD, 2 pictures. And so now you've saved all of these layers, so you can load them in again. So let's go ahead. We'll nope, we don't need to save it. We have that image sitting in our images pictures. Oh, okay, I'm already in there. And there's sample PXD. Okay, sample PXD opens up, and bingo, I got all my layers intact that I can play with again. So that's another way of doing non-destructive, is to save your layers as a PXD file on a regular basis, and so that you always have these layers that you can go back to, and that frees you up to do certain moves like merging layers and stuff like that. But you can still go back to a previous time in history. And because you see, it doesn't save the history, it doesn't save the steps that I did to get to this point, but it does save my layers so that they're not gone. All right, well, that is the big deal that I wanted you to see, is saving the layered version and making copies of layers and working on a copy. A really popular thing that a lot of people are always curious about is, in fact, I'll go ahead and I'll merge this. We'll flatten the image. Okay, so make a flattened image. I'm going to make, one thing a lot of people like to work on is sharpening their images and getting them sharper. But there's a way of sharpening that works much more subtly and gives you more control, and that uses the opacity slider. So what you would do is you would duplicate the layer, and you would duplicate it again, and you would change one layer. You would go up there and you would basically go to adjustment, and let's see, oh, it's in where they put it, there it is, sharpen. So you would go to on sharp mask is the better choice for sharpening, and you would do your sharpening thing. And what we're going to do, normally you're sharpening both the, well, first I better explain what sharpening does. When you sharpen, what it does is it takes the edge of anything, where when one edge meets the next, okay, and it makes it so that where that edge is, it paints one side of that edge lighter and the other side of it a little bit darker. And you can actually see this being used in ancient Renaissance era and pre-Renaissance era paintings, where they paint a little white strip on one side, like of a finger, have a little white on the inside, a little darkness on the outside if it's against a dark background, so it's just a little darker than the background in that edge, and things like that. So that's what sharpen is doing, is actually making this contrast. It's enhancing the contrast of all your edges by making each edge have this little light component and dark component on either side of the edge. So we're going to up the amount to where it's a little bit ludicrous, and don't worry about it. Up the radius, it's way overkill, and the threshold's fine. And so, but the thing is, and I wanted to really push this, let me go even further, where you'll see that it's starting to like really glow almost. It's like it's making the edges hard. And you know, I really should be doing this full screen so you can see. I don't think I have sizer in here. No. But what we're going to do is hit OK. Remember, we did it though to a copy, so we don't care. But rather than doing it as both at the same time, we go in here and we scroll to where it says darken. And look what happens. That sharpening that we just did only increased the dark, the black, the darker side of that component. And there's no lighter side because we use darker. So what we're doing is we're separating the lighten component from the darken component. So now we go and we do the same thing on this one. And I'll turn this one off for a moment. Oh, it doesn't matter because I'm at full opacity. And yeah, I'll turn it off. So now we go in here to filter, on sharp mask, and we'll go ahead and hit it really hard on the lightness side. Okay, so now we're just doing the lighten. See how much brighter it got. Radius 4. At this time we change this blending mode, they call these. We change it to lighten. And there it is, lighten. Right above multiply. Now I don't know if you noticed that, but all it did, it's only doing the highlight part. The highlight part is practically always overkill, so you tone it down. Now I have a slider control like they used to have on the really old drum scanners, those $10,000 scanners. And this one is in darken, so I can select it and tone it, tone down its amount of sharpening. And so what I'm doing is I'm changing the amount of the dark side of that edge. And that usually can survive being kind of high, but the light side usually is too bright. If you just use on sharp mask by itself, it's usually way too bright and gives everything this awkward looking glow to it. For nature type stuff, around 30, 20 or 25, 30 is usually fine. For man-made objects, you can get away with 50 or so if you've hit it as hard as I just did. But anyway, this is how professionals keep control of that thing. So you see, this is the original now, and there's with the highlight edge, and there's with the dark edge. Boop. Come on, click. It's not clicking. There. Okay, so then there's with the dark edge. So there's without the dark edge, there's with the dark edge. And you see how I've enhanced the contrast, I've made everything sharper, and I did it with full control over the light and the dark component of the sharpening tool. So just by using the lighten and darken modes. So that's the biggest, easiest use of those modes. And you'll notice it's completely non-destructive because the sharpening I did, this layer is still intact. It's the original layer. It's not been broken. Because I did all this work of the sharpening to copies. It didn't break it. Plus I got the added benefit of using lighten and darken blending modes in order to have full control over the opacity slider. Okay? Isn't that awesome? I mean, that is just so cool that you can do that with a free program, okay? Because it used to be you could only get this kind of control over your images with a $10,000 drum scanner that had these little knobs on it to let you really control the amount of sharpening right in the scanning software as it was scanning. So those days are over, thank goodness. But that's in the 90s you had that kind of a thing going on, and people were paid a lot to do that. They were just scanning experts. Now everybody's got this kind of access to this kind of tool right there in Pixlr editor. All right, so that's the Pixlr tutorial for today. Kept that near the end. And look at that, it's 8:22. Can you believe this action? Good grief. That guy can talk forever. And, oh, okay, so we're starting to lose people. See, I knew it was going to happen. I do a Pixlr tutorial and people start falling asleep. Whoops. Oh, gosh, look at this. Don't blow up on me. There we go. Okay. All I tried to do is move this a little further up and it blew up on me. All right. Yes, Andrew's taking off. Okay. Hey, look at this, a birthday dinner. Well, I can't complain about that. Always psyched about a birthday dinner. Yeah! And remember to tell them to celebrate at least 365 days, and then please start over again. Okay. So. Oh, look at this action. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I hope he's there to explain himself. Can you please explain yourself? I don't even know what you mean.
What's that?
What's this say? Started out as Terry the Great Britain. Yeah.
Okay, it's Terry Britton. Here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
The words. Okay, it started out as Terry Britton. Started out the Great Brit. Over the years, they lost the H and the G, so it's made it Terry at. Then they changed the E and the Y, leaving Terry at, and then they just took off the AT altogether. And then the AI was way too many vowels, so they just made it Britain. So then it all turned out to Terry Britton. So that's how the Great Britain turned into Terry Britton.
You know, my grandmother didn't even explain that to me. I always wondered. Well, you know, I'm part of a lineage of Great Britons, so the Great Britons, and so I'm glad to know that it actually has a reason to its madness. I just always assumed we were named after, because we landed on Brittany, France, when we ran away from the Anglo-Saxons invading town. But I guess it has a more noble background than I thought.
Hey, you should always practice safe Saxons too. I've always said.
Oh yes, safe Saxons. You better watch it. Them Saxons are going to punch you out. Okay. Well, what else do we got here? Timestamps would be good, yes, because how many people are going to show up at this page and go, well, I thought there was going to be a Pixlr demo. I came here for the Pixlr demo.
Here you go. You can show my image. My image will show them the timestamp right here.
Okay, wait a minute. There we go. Ah! Thank goodness! See? So, and look, it's not even backwards. Oh, yes, it is. Down there. Look at the bottom. It's backwards. Okay.
Oh, you still have the text up there. You don't have it on
text.
screen.
Yeah, it's showing now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
That's
suffering
funny.
from the 40-second delay as far as watching the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Actually
I am
have
suffering.
This
Trust
camera
me, I
you're
am
looking
suffering.
at. See, he's got his camera, folks. He's got a camera, his own little camera. He sees me on. It's sitting right over here on the side, and so now actually I have to move that over to this monitor because now that I have him on that monitor, here he is looking at me through the whole thing, you know, with my head turned, you know. Oh yeah, I do this whole show turned with my profile, cause you know, profile, chin in, you know, and so he's seeing the whole thing when I'm talking to him. He's seeing me ignore him basically because the camera's over here.
That's all right. I'm gonna
He's
go
over
ahead and
here.
turn that in for a mug shot to the police station so they have it. So no problem. I'll just turn that in.
All right, well, it's 8:26, so I guess I probably should go out with try to do another keyboard and flute thing, and I guess then let everybody go home. All right, so that's what
Sounds great.
Okay, that's what I'll try to do. Let's see. I'll wire up another sound on here. Let's see what kind of sounds I have. Oh, I got to turn up, make it so I can hear the darn thing. Ugh. That may be too weird. Oh. What's this? That's crazy. I'll stop. Okay.
You can take my picture off screen. I don't need to be on there.
Okay. A little minor thing. All right, we'll watch the chats. Let's see. Have any ABBA? Copyright strikes. Okay, here goes. Okay. Maybe I should cough off. All right. I hope you like that. It was the end of the show, my end of the show interlude. Thank you, everybody, for coming and watching tonight. Number 5 of the Bluetooth Jubilee Variety Show. I think they're getting better and better. Every week, we're adding something new and, making improvements to the show. We had our first interview with an HOA, or HVC, actually coming in, with Michael joining us. And, yes, I do want to thank you, Michael. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Terry. I appreciate you even inviting me. That's nice of you.
Oh, it was great. It was the ultimate first. So.
Thank you.
All right, so on both of our behalves, we hope you have a good weekend. The rest of the weekend that's left for you, or if you're in a different time zone, well, it's already Monday, and what can I say? Thanks a lot to our Brit Pack for showing up, and for all of you people in Hawaii for watching this while eating lunch or whatever it is. So, okay, well, all right, we'll see you next week. Do subscribe to the channel and all that kind of good stuff. You got the link to my YouTube channel that Shayla Hensley left for us for you all to check out. Tons and tons of tutorials. I try to organize it well with good playlists and all that kind of stuff. So enjoy the tutorials if there's anything you want to learn. And always ask for any tutorials you might want to have. Ask for anything that you'd like to have included in this show. And a comment like mad. And of course, I'm going to respond to the comments. And I'll see everybody. Well, actually, I'm not going anywhere yet. I can't turn off the show till I get my little MacBook Air started up again. There we are. Okay. Now I can finally push the button because it logged out on me. Okay. Well, yeah. Again. And don't forget, put in the comments if you want to be a silly voice in a radio theater production with sound effects and background music and everything next week. Okay? Hopefully we'll get that thing done. We'll have another layer that's kind of cool about what's happening on this show. Good night, everybody. Nope. Yes, I mean okay. I do mean to end the show. Okay. Good night.